Okay, can you hear me?
Can hear you.
Yeah, so I've come across some information like this. Oops.
There you go.
I came across some information that these antennae that many people think, like me, they're only doing for mobile, you know.
Yes.
They are somehow linked to chemtrails, electromagnetic energy. They can, this is information I've come across, they can actually direct to a specific location within the range of the antennae, direct energy to a specific location. I wonder, you and your knowledge, do you know if there's something like linked to chemtrails?
Well, I've certainly looked at a lot of information and done research on that, and many people believe that it's part of the HARP program. For the sake of the film, we're sticking right now, for the first film, just to geoengineering, because that is condemning enough. And I think the majority of people who might be unaware of this, that might be a little far-fetched for them. Although I believe it's that and much deeper, I think that we need to stick with the geoengineering. So at least from a real informative perspective, yes, I am aware of that theory. I am aware of those programs. However, I would not be able to speak to that in a manner that would probably be most effective here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Do I have to press anything? No.
I don't know.
Right. Can you? Yes, it's on now. Michael, I was just wondering, when are you going to go and talk to the people from the Etc. group and to the hands-off Mother Earth people and present them with all this kind of stuff?
Well, you know, I'd certainly be willing to speak to them. I am aware that they've been very active in geoengineering and talking about the fact that they're against geoengineering. However, I hope to encourage them to look at the data that we have. Yes, we don't want geoengineering, and no, we don't want world government to manage geoengineering, but these things are happening, right? There's a mountain of evidence which suggests that these are currently being deployed. So you can talk about the future all that you want. This is an issue that's happening today. It's very destructive, and people are being hurt. So, you know, I reach out to them to address this issue, to address the massive amounts of aluminum, barium, strontium that match geoengineers' plans exactly and match the patents exactly. So I think they've done a good job in making people aware of geoengineering and aware of future plans, but David Keith and Ken Caldier and all the other geoengineers have come public about this as well. No, we don't want them in the future. It needs to be addressed that these plans are ongoing, and they have been for about 10 years, and they're harming people. Aluminum is very toxic. Does that answer your?
Well, in a way, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, no, what we say that the EDC group might not be interested to meet you, but they're not real right away look into this matter. I mean, maybe we could go out there, because they have some political power. I was in Copenhagen in December at the Climate Forum, and they are listening to John Shepard of the Royal Society of which did an investigation on the use of geoengineering. He was present at their presentation. So I think, well, even though they say, well, it's not happening and it will be something for the future and we are against it, okay, that's very good. But I mean, I think we should meet them with this evidence.
Well, you know what, I think you're right as well. And my theory is this. People say, you know, are you concerned about agents listening to you? Well, I don't want it, because I think coming from America, we used to have privacy and we really valued that. But no, I'm not too concerned, because these people have children, they have loved ones, they have family members that are being harmed from these programs as well. So my theory is not to condemn these people. Chances are they're working on these programs and largely unaware of the incredible damage that's happening. So I have a belief that we need to reach out to everybody, even people who might at this point be against what we're doing, because this issue is very unique, because it does affect all of us in a negative way, and we need to work together. So yes, I am willing to reach out to anybody and just plead with them. You know, I think we all want a future. I think we all want health in the future, and we all want a very clean planet. And I know that the people protecting these programs probably want the same thing as well. So if we can show them, you know, the evidence and how damaging it is, I really think that we have a possibility for change, and also for people to become whistleblowers. But, you know, it's just coming out how damaging these are. Yes, ma'am?
Is this movie coming on internet? 8 years busy with this stuff, and all the time I had no proof. So when I am in discussion with the parties, with political parties, or wherever, they always say, where is the proof? And this is kind of proof I can use. So when can we get this DVD or YouTube film so I can have a presentation as well?
Excellent, and feel free to use it. Let me encourage anybody who wants any of the work. The first objective of us was to get this out in any avenue. Any avenue. Of course, DVDs will be on sale. However, it will be available on the internet because we need this to go out viral. So, answering your question, we do have many clips, but it's not the storyline of the documentary, which I think will be appealing to the masses. Unfortunately, you can't just do hardcore data because most Americans, as you guys know, are in a complete daze. And you have to put a little entertainment and storyline behind them. Is it the fluoride? What, you know, we don't know. But you have to put a storyline in. And that's what Paul Winterberger... People are laughing and agreeing with, yeah, we know, some of us know what's going on in America, but yes, you do have to put a storyline in with the hardcore data, and we think that we will be very effective. So please, YouTube under Truth Media Productions. That is our website. There's a lot of YouTubes, also Blip TV of the work that we've done. And we just came out with a new trailer, which I will probably show after the break when I come to speak again. The film will be available. Paul keeps on fighting with me because I say October. He says, no, it's going to be November. So it's probably going to be November. It's a lot of work, but we're working very hard on it.
Hi.
Yes.
My name is Sam. I'm from Frankfurt, Germany.
Yes.
And I've been talking about this since the 90s also. And if anybody doubts this and needs proof, just tell them to take a blood test. They will see their aluminum is going to be very high. Barium is going to be found, and they'll have a lot of metals, heavy metals. So if they doubt it, just have them take a blood test. My levels are 20-fold aluminum. I encourage a couple other people taking a blood test. They all have high aluminum scores, so this could be used as proof if you need proof.
And really that's our message, because there is a mountain of evidence. So instead of this being what we believe it is, there is evidence. And thank you very much for sharing that, because that brings me up to our recent trip in Hawaii. There was a 3-year-old girl who grew up on an organic farm in our Hawaii trip. I don't want to get too much into it because I know that we're getting short for time, but far removed from anything. And they're getting sprayed offshore, and they decided to get this 3-year-old a hair follicle test, and her aluminum levels were through the roof. Organic farm. Never had a vaccine either. So they're pretty sure it's from the aerosol deployment over there, and a lot of concern about their freedom in growing their own food over there. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
At the moment, you do have proof. You have films to show people. You can convince the people, but now they're getting smarter. And what that they do, they start to spray at night.
Yeah.
At 2-3 o'clock at night, they start to spray to convince people. If they come up in the morning, there is nothing to say except a fall, sort of fall. It's very difficult to convince the people. because they're getting smarter and smarter, and they spray at night.
Exactly, and we're noticing that in LA. We're getting hammered like five days a week in Los Angeles, and now it appears about every 4 days when we see the spraying. But I did notice the spraying at night. However, it kind of puts a loophole in the geoengineers' plans, because they're saying this is to reflect the sun, okay? So when geoengineers come out with their proposals, and they say that they're going to be doing this because they are working on world government for this, and they will come out and tell us what a great and wonderful thing they're doing for humanity, and that's why it's very important that we get the film out before to wake people up and show that it's already happening. They undoubtedly will say this is to save the planet from a global warming threat. So there's a lot of loopholes and hypocrisy within their stories, and frankly, the credibility is not there, because they lied to the public on February